Welcome back to the channel JF Coin Lovers and Treasure Hunters, to another exciting episode where we uncover the hidden stories, secret values, and shocking surprises behind the coins you might be carrying right now in your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1983 1-cent Lincoln penny, a small copper-colored coin that might look ordinary, but it's actually one of the most talked about, mysterious, and valuable coins ever struck by the United States Mint. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these 1983 Lincoln pennies are worth hundreds of dollars, even reaching over $442 or more, depending on their type, condition, and a few rare errors that make collectors go absolutely crazy. So grab your magnifying glass, check your change jar, and sit tight because this tiny penny could turn out to be a hidden treasure in your collection. Let's start with a bit of history. The year 1983 was a turning point in American coinage. Just 1 year earlier, in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a major change to the composition of the Lincoln cent. For more than 70 years, since 1909, Lincoln pennies were made mostly of copper, about 95% copper and 5% zinc. But due to rising copper prices, it became too expensive to keep producing them that way. So, in 1982, the Mint decided to switch from solid copper coins to zinc coins coated with copper, making them cheaper and lighter. By 1983, all Lincoln pennies were supposed to be made of the new zinc composition, 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. However, the Mint's transition wasn't perfect. A few leftover copper planchets, that's the blank metal discs used to make coins, were accidentally struck in 1983. And that's where the story gets exciting. Because if you happen to find a 1983 Lincoln penny struck on a copper planchet, you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Imagine this: a single penny that cost the government less than 1 cent to make could now be worth more than $400 or even more at auctions. That's the magic of coin collecting. Now, let's talk about the design. On the obverse side, that's the front, you'll see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has appeared on the penny since 1909. Above his head, you'll see the words "I in God we trust," and to the left, the word "Liberty," with the date in 1983 appearing on the right side. Some of these coins have a small D mint mark below the date, which means they were minted in Denver, while those without a mint mark were struck in Philadelphia. Flip the coin over and you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, surrounded by the words "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and the denomination 1 cent at the bottom. What's interesting about this design is that if you look very closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a brilliant detail that most people never notice. Now, when it comes to value, not every 1983 penny will make you rich. Most are worth just a cent. But certain varieties and conditions make a world of difference. Let's break it down. First, the 1983 copper penny error. This is the big one. If your 1983 penny was struck on a copper planchet instead of a zinc one, it's an incredibly rare mint error. To check if you have one, you'll need to weigh your coin. A normal 1983 zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams, while the copper one weighs around 3.1 grams. That tiny difference in weight could mean the difference between pocket change and a small fortune. In 2013, one of these rare 1983 copper pennies sold for more than $23,500 at auction. That's more than 2 million times its face value. Next, let's talk about the 1983 double die reverse penny. This one is another major variety that collectors hunt for. The double die reverse means that when the coin was struck, the die that impressed the design had been doubled, causing a noticeable doubling effect on the back of the coin. If you look at the words "United States of America, e pluribus unum," or 1 cent, and see a clear doubling in the letters, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. Some high-grade examples of the 1983 double die penny have sold for $400 to $500, depending on their condition and grade. Speaking of condition, grading plays a huge role in a coin's value. A well-worn 1983 penny might only bring you $1 or $2, but a mint-state coin with full luster, sharp details, and no scratches can command serious money. coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can fetch premium prices, especially if they're designated as MS65, MS66, or higher. Now, you might be wondering, how do these coins reach such high market values like $442 or more? It all comes down to rarity, demand, and condition. Collectors love coins that tell a story, and the 1983 penny has one of the most fascinating stories in modern U.S. coinage. It's the bridge between the old copper cents and the new zinc ones. It's the year that mistakes happened at the mint, the year that produced treasures hiding in plain sight. Even today, people are still discovering these coins in pocket change, coin rolls, or old jars sitting on a shelf for decades. It's like a modern-day treasure hunt that anyone can join. All you need is curiosity, patience, and a good eye for detail. Who knows? The next 1983 penny you find might just change your life. So, what should you look for if you want to find one of these valuable coins? First, check the date 1983 or 1983D. Then weigh your penny using a digital scale accurate to 0.1 grams. If it weighs around 3.1 grams, you've struck gold, or rather copper. If it's around 2.5 grams, it's the regular zinc version. But don't toss it aside just yet, because the double die reverse can appear on either metal type. Use a magnifying glass and examine the lettering carefully. If you spot doubling, you may have a valuable variety worth grading and selling. As for the market value, currently, a regular uncirculated 1983 penny can sell for $2 to $5, but a confirmed double die or copper error can easily reach $442 or more, depending on collector demand and condition. Some top-grade coins even go much higher when sold at major auctions. Let's not forget the Lincoln penny itself carries deep historical meaning. It honors the 16th President of the United States, a symbol of freedom, strength, and unity. Over the years, the penny has changed in composition and design, but the face of Abraham Lincoln remains a timeless reminder of American history. Every coin tells a story, and the 1983 penny tells a story of change, mistakes, and hidden fortune. So the next time you come across a shiny penny, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, because one small cent from 1983 might just make you hundreds of dollars richer. Remember, coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about discovering history, understanding art, and appreciating the incredible craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. The thrill of finding a rare piece, the joy of learning its story, and the excitement of knowing it could be worth hundreds, that's what makes this hobby truly special. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next treasure hunt. In the world of coins, you never know what you might find, because sometimes the smallest coin hides the biggest fortune. Until next time, keep checking your change and happy collecting. Would you like me to make a shorter version of this script too, like a 2-minute viral version optimized for YouTube Shorts or TikTok-style voiceover? Today, we'll uncover its history, the rare varieties, why it's so valuable, and how you can identify if you have a 1974 Ultra Lincoln penny worth up to $442 or even more. So, grab your magnifying glass, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. History and background. Let's rewind the clock back to 1974. A year filled with economic challenges, inflation, and rising costs of raw materials. The U.S. Mint faced a serious problem. The cost of copper was going up, and making 1-cent coins from copper was becoming too expensive. To solve this issue, the Mint began experimenting with different metals to make pennies cheaper to produce. That's when the legendary 1974 aluminum and experimental Lincoln pennies were born. But before we get to those ultra-rare versions, let's talk about the regular 1974 Lincoln penny you might have in your collection right now. Most 1974 pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. The obverse, front, features the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the words, "In God We Trust." Above, Liberty, to the left, and the year 1974 to the right. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, representing unity and strength. Now, the year 1974 wasn't just about ordinary minting. It was a turning point. The U.S. Mint struck millions of regular copper pennies, but they also secretly created a limited number of aluminum test coins. About 1.5 million were made for experimental purposes, though nearly all were supposed to be melted down. However, a few escaped into the hands of collectors, and that's where the mystery begins. Now, let's talk about the types of 1974 pennies that can make you rich. 1974 made in Philadelphia, 1974 deminted in Denver, 1974 S-proof coins struck in San Francisco. All three can be valuable depending on their condition. But the Denver Mint aluminum version is the most legendary. Only one known 1974D aluminum penny exists, and it has been the subject of lawsuits, government claims, and collector obsession. In fact, the 1974D aluminum penny has been valued at up to $250,000 or more, depending on its authenticity and legal status. That's right, a 1-cent coin worth $250,000, but even the regular copper 1974 Lincoln pennies can be worth surprising amounts. High-grade uncirculated examples, especially those with deep luster, sharp details, and perfect mint surfaces, can reach $200 to $500 or more in the collector's market. Some auction results show MS-67 graded 1974 pennies selling for around $442, and even more if they are red-toned, flawless specimens. So yes, if you happen to find a shiny 1974 Lincoln penny in near-perfect condition, you might just be holding a little piece of American minting history worth far more than its face value. Alright. So you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 1974 penny is rare or ultra valuable? Here's what you should look for. If your penny feels unusually light, around 1 gram, it could be one of the rare aluminum test coins. Be very careful with these, as they are extremely rare and might even have legal restrictions. Inspect the condition. Coins that are in mint state are what collectors pay big money for. Look for sharp edges, no scratches, strong red color, and bright luster. Some 1974 pennies have minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These errors can dramatically increase the value of your coin. Check the mint mark. Coins from the San Francisco Mint S, in proof condition, or the Denver Mint D, with exceptional detail, can be worth hundreds. Get it graded. Always get your valuable-looking penny graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A simple grading certification can take a coin from a few cents to hundreds of dollars in collector value. Market value and collector demand. Now, let's talk about current market demand. Coin collecting is stronger than ever, and 1974 pennies are among the most searched coins online. Collectors love the history, the mystery, and the copper brilliance of these coins. A 1974 Lincoln penny in average circulated condition is worth just 1 cent, but a brilliant uncirculated red penny can fetch $50, $200, even $442, depending on grade and eye appeal. Error coins, proofs, and aluminum strikes can reach astronomical prices. It's not just about the metal, it's about the story behind it. Every coin minted in 1974 carries a piece of the era, the rising cost of materials, the mint's secret experiments, and the enduring image of Abraham Lincoln reminding us of perseverance and strength. Always check your change. Many collectors have found rare coins right in circulation. Store your coins properly to prevent tarnish. Use coin flips or airtight holders. Join online collector forums or attend local coin shows. Sometimes, you can even trade or spot rare pieces that others overlook. Never clean your coins. Cleaning can ruin the surface and destroy the value instantly. So there you have it, the story of the 1974 Lincoln penny, a simple 1-cent coin that carries decades of history, mystery, and hidden value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, remember, every penny tells a story. And sometimes that story is worth hundreds of dollars. So next time you get change back from the store, take a moment to look closely at that little copper coin. You might just be holding a 1974 Ultra Lincoln penny worth $442 or more, a tiny treasure hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible coin stories, and share this with your friends who love discovering hidden value in everyday things. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and remember, treasure is everywhere, if you know where to look. Would you like me to make a shorter YouTube description and SEO-rich tags for this same video? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1984 Lincoln cent, also known by collectors as one of the ultra-rare Lincoln pennies that could be hiding in your pocket change right now. Yes, you heard that right, a simple 1-cent coin from 1984 that could be worth hundreds of dollars, and in some cases, even over $442. Depending on its condition, mint mark, and unique error characteristics. So, stay tuned till the very end of this video, because what you're about to learn might just change the way you look at your everyday pennies forever. Before we talk about the 1984 let's go back in time and understand the powerful story behind the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny first appeared in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner, as a way to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the man who changed American history. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, breaking away from the traditional use of symbolic figures like liberty. The design quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American currency. The obverse side featured Lincoln's profile facing right, while the reverse originally showed 2 wheat stalks, hence the name, wheat penny. By 1959, the reverse design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, marking 150 years since Lincoln's birth. And that memorial design carried on through the 1980s, including our special 1984 penny. Now, let's jump to 1984, a year that most people don't think of when talking about rare pennies. The Denver Mint produced billions of 1-cent coins that year, all with the D Mint mark under the date. But among those billions, a few special coins stood out, coins that collectors now hunt for day and night. The 1984 Lincoln penny might look ordinary at first glance, made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, weighing about 2.5 grams, but some of these coins have something mysterious and valuable hidden within them. That's right, mint errors, doubling effects, and high-grade conditions that can skyrocket their value far beyond 1 cent. One of the most famous and valuable versions of the 1984 penny is the 1984 double-ear Lincoln cent. This variety shows a clear doubling on Lincoln's earlobe, which was caused by a hub doubling error during the minting process. Now, even though most of the known double-ear varieties were found on the Philadelphia Mint coins, there are reports and discoveries of similar characteristics on some Denver Mint coins as well. This subtle doubling gives the coin a distinctive look, and collectors absolutely love it because true double-die errors are not just mistakes, they're minting marvels that happen rarely and unpredictably. If you find one in great condition, especially with sharp details and full luster, the value can range from $100 to over $442, sometimes even higher at auctions. Even without the doubling, the 1984 penny can hold amazing value if it's in mint state condition, particularly grades MS65 and above. Coins that are perfectly struck, with no scratches or wear, can be auctioned for several $100s because collectors crave coins that show the full beauty of the original. In fact, one specimen of a 1984 penny graded MS67 red sold for nearly $442. Imagine that. A 1-cent coin turning into a small fortune. The key factors for this value are condition, rarity, and demand. Because once you go above MS66, the population of surviving coins drops dramatically, and that scarcity drives prices up in the collector's market. Now, you're probably wondering, how can you tell if the 1984 penny you have is one of these ultra-valuable pieces? Here's what to look for. Check the ear. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to closely inspect Lincoln's ear. Look for any doubling or a faint second earlobe. Check the mint mark. Make sure there's a small D under the date. That stands for the Denver Mint. Examine the luster. Brilliant red, shiny surfaces with no dark spots are a great sign of a high-grade coin. Look for scratches or nicks. Even the smallest imperfection can drop the grade, and therefore, the value. Consider professional grading. If your coin looks flawless, it's worth sending to PCGS or NGC for official grading. A certified grade can multiply your selling price. What's amazing about coins like the 1984 penny is that they often go unnoticed. People spend them, toss them in jars, or keep them in drawers for decades without realizing they might be sitting on a mini jackpot. Collectors around the world still search through penny rolls and bank boxes hoping to find one of these hidden treasures. Just imagine finding a small copper-colored coin in your change, wiping off the dust, and realizing its worth hundreds of dollars. That's the thrill of coin collecting. That's why enthusiasts call it pocket change treasure hunting. As of now, the market for 1984 Lincoln pennies is strong and growing. Collectors are paying more attention to this series because of its connection to the famous double-ear variety and its beautiful memorial reverse design. On popular auction sites and numismatic platforms, high-grade examples consistently sell between $250 to $442. And sometimes more depending on the color designation. Red-brown or brown-red coins, meaning the color is still bright and coppery like new, are the most desirable and valuable. So if you have a bright red 1984 penny with no marks, hold on to it tightly. That's where the real money lies. Beyond the money, the 1984 penny tells a story of American craftsmanship and evolution. It represents a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning from copper to zinc cores to save on metal costs, reflecting the economic challenges of the 1980s. Every penny from that era is like a tiny piece of history, a witness to decades of change in American currency, politics, and culture. When you hold that 1984 penny, you're holding not just 1 cent, but a piece of American legacy, tied to the memory of Abraham Lincoln, a man whose leadership shaped the nation forever. So, next time you pick up a penny, don't just glance at it and toss it aside. Take a closer look, especially if it says 1984. You could be holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. Check your piggy banks, old jars, and family collections. Who knows, maybe one of those old coins hiding in the back of a drawer is actually a rare treasure worth $442 or more. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story of the 1984 Lincoln penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth more than gold. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, your next penny could be worth a fortune. Would you like me to make this script in a voice-ready version, with pauses, tone cues, and pacing for narration? That'll make it sound even more natural for a YouTube coin video. Today has seen a major rise in demand for newer pennies with unusual errors or perfect mint state conditions. Collectors are paying more attention to coins from the 2009 to 2015 era, because this was a transition period for the U.S. Mint's manufacturing methods. High-quality 2012 Lincoln pennies graded as MS-68 or higher can easily bring $100 to $250 on eBay or through auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. When you combine high grade with a rare mint error or proof strike, that's when you reach those $442 or higher valuations. Even uncirculated rolls of 2012 or 2012 pennies are being sold by collectors for premiums today, because people are searching for hidden gems, those lucky error coins that escape the mint unnoticed. Part 5. How to identify a valuable 2012 penny. So how can you tell if your 2012 Lincoln penny might be worth a fortune? Start by checking these details carefully. Mint mark. Look just below the year. A D means Denver Mint. No mark means Philadelphia. Proof coins will have an S. Surface condition, shiny, untouched, and scratch-free coins are the most valuable. Lettering and numbers. Look closely for doubling, extra thickness, or misalignment. Shape. Check the edges for clips or irregular shapes. Color tone. Coins with unusual rainbow or red gold toning can also bring collector interest. If you think your coin is rare, don't clean it, that will lower its value. Instead, place it in a protective coin holder and consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. The next time you see a 2012 Lincoln penny, don't ignore it. Look closely, study it, because you might just have a small but mighty piece of American history that's worth much more than 1 cent. It's amazing to think how a simple coin that we use every day can become a collector's treasure. From its deep roots in history, honoring Abraham Lincoln, to the rare modern variations that fetch hundreds of dollars, The 2012 Lincoln penny proves one important thing: every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth a lot of money. So check your change, dig through your jars, and inspect those rolls of pennies. You never know when a little piece of copper could make you richer by hundreds of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next video where we explore more hidden treasures, rare coins, and unbelievable coin discoveries worth thousands of dollars. Until next time, keep collecting, keep exploring, and remember, your next lucky penny might just be the 2012 Lincoln cent worth $442 or more. Would you like me to make this script sound more dramatic and emotional for voiceover, or keep it informative and storytelling style like this one?